Bonjour tout le monde, comment allez-vous? Ça va bien? Oui? Oui? J'espère que oui. I hope so. I hope things are going well. Donc, aujourd'hui, c'est la vidéo de la semaine 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Et dans cette vidéo, nous allons regarder le verbe être. Qu'est-ce que ça signifie en anglais? Être. Être, qu'est-ce que c'est? C'est quoi en anglais, être? Tu remember? Any idea? Le verbe être en anglais, c'est to be. To be. So, here, ici, j'ai quelques exemples des phrases en anglais avec le verbe to be. So let's have a look at these little selection of sentences I've got. So, I'm tired, or I am tired. So we've got the long form here, I am tired, which can be contracted down to I'm tired. That's just to remind you that we have two ways of saying that. There's more or less one way of saying it in French. Je suis fatigué. Oh, je suis fatigué. Oh. Excusez-moi. Je suis, I am. So, the verb in this sentence is a bit hard to see there, but it's easier to see in the full form. I am tired. Let's have a look at this question. So, are you American? Might be the kind of question you hear if you go to France and the French people there hear you speaking en anglais. Are you American? So, we played a little sort of hot seat game in class where you had to be a famous celebrity and people ask you questions like, do you have blonde hair? Do you have glasses? Are you an actor? Are you this, that and the other? So you might remember the question, êtes-vous? Êtes-vous? So I'm going to write that down there. Êtes-vous? You can read that there, hopefully. Êtes-vous? Let's go a little bit. Un peu plus près. Un peu plus près, a bit closer. Êtes-vous? Blah, blah, blah. So, you've got the verby bit here. Être in the vous form. Right? So, E-T-E-S with a little hat there. Êtes-vous is a verb subject inversion. So, if you were saying you are English, you'd say vous êtes anglais. But because we've got a question, we've got êtes-vous. Êtes-vous américain? Or êtes-vous américaine? If you're being addressed as a lady or a group of ladies. So, êtes-vous, I'm going to write that down actually, américain. Américain. So, this américain, this adjective, this nationality is describing the vous who's being asked the question. So in this, if it's written in this form, it's addressing a man. If it's written with an E on the end, it's addressing a woman. Américaine. And if there is an S on the end, which you can't hear if it's spoken, you just sort of have to infer based on who's addressing you and how many of you there are. If there's an S on the end, then it's plural. If it's addressing a bunch of chaps, then it would be written in the written form without the E. And just to further complicate things, if there's a bunch of you, say there's 3 men and 3 women, then if someone, en français, if someone asks you, êtes-vous américain? They should ask, with the kind of the male ending, américain, because a group of people together, mixed genders, they'll sort of default to the masculine as sort of being the prevalent sort of way of asking. So, êtes-vous américain? Could be asked of a whole family of people of different genders. So that's something that you get used to. Américain, américaine, put an S on the end if it's plural. If it's spoken, the only difference that you'll hear is américain, américaine, comme ça. Anyway, so êtes-vous, are you? That could be the single, asking one person politely, or it could be asking plural. So êtes-vous, très utile, very useful. Ok, prochain, next one. Pierre. I've used a French name there. Pierre is kind. So, oh, and I should point out that in this question, that bit there, are, that is the English, from the English verb to be. So, I am, you are. He or she is. Okay, so there's all the same verb, but they look very different. I am starts with an A, are starts with another A, is suddenly starts with an I, and there's only 2 letters. You know, it's very irregular. But don't worry about that because it's regular in French, but you'll get used to it. So, Pierre is kind. So, regardons le fichier avec les adjectifs. Donc, quelque part, there should be, this word kind should be on here. Oh, ce n'est pas là. It isn't there actually, that's strange. So this is the word for kind. Gentil. We're talking about Pierre. Pierre, il est un homme. Okay, he's a boy. So gentil is written just with one L. If we were talking about, we could call it Pauline. Call her Pauline. Pauline would be described as gentille, double L-E. So, the verb bit means is. En français, c'est ça. That's what it is. Pauline est gentille. Pierre est gentil. So that's the bit there. Il est, elle est, etc. So, un peu en bas. We're British. Or that could be short for we are. So in English, that's the verb again. I, you, he, she, etc. We get down to the we form and it's we are. We just know that instinctively, don't we? We are English, we are hungry, we are tired, etc. So it could be shortened to we're, just so that you can translate it from we're into French. Nous sommes. Nous sommes. Nous sommes. Pronounced like the word Somme as in the Battle of the Somme. Nous sommes britanniques. So that little bit there is the same as that little bit there, if you like. Britannique, I'm going to write it up here. Britannique. 2 N I Q U E. Britannique. Britannique is a nice word, so it's easier to say je suis britannique if you're a lady than saying je suis anglaise, or je suis galloise, or je suis irlandaise, je suis écossaise, because you don't have to remember to make the ending of the nationality, that kind of the feminine version, écossaise, galloise, with a z sound at the end. So if you're a lady or you're describing a lady who's British, britannique is an easier word. It's the same word that men would use to say je suis britannique. Okay, dernièrement, last one down here. They are delicious. Well, what could we be talking about? We could be talking about les croissants, par exemple. Les croissants, they are delicious. So we're talking about the croissants without using the phrase the croissants. We're just saying they are. So, ils, that means they, referring to a group of masculine things like croissants. Ils something délicieux. Délicieux. There might be an accent there, I can't remember at the moment, but délicieux. Oui, je crois que oui, I think so. Ils sont délicieux. They are delicious. Ils sont. Les pommes, apples, elles sont délicieuses. Oui. So, les pommes is a pomme. Une pomme is an apple. So if I'm saying les pommes, I'm saying apples, just in general, apples. They are delicious. Elles sont délicieuses. So the word il changes to L, and délicieux becomes délicieuse. So that's something you're going to see with adjectives. The endings change. In fact, I'll show you a nice little adjective here. I'll use it with an example. If I was a boy, say my name's Pierre. Bonjour, je m'appelle Pierre. Je suis heureux. I am happy. But if we're coming back to me, bonjour, je m'appelle Charlotte. Je suis heureuse. Heureux, masculin, heureuse, féminin. So that's the same ending, e in the masculine and heureuse in the feminine, as in the word délicieux, délicieuse. In fact, quelque part ici nous avons, so here in the third column we've got a list actually of all these little adjectives which have that e ending in the masculine and heureuse in the feminine. So useful. There's some nice ones on here like chaleureux, chaleureuse means warm, as in a nice person who you can easily talk to. Courageux, courageuse, brave, courageous. Sérieux, sérieuse, serious. Joyeux, I like that one. Joyful, joyeux, joyeuse. Right. Anyway, so have a look at those. They're quite nice. Now we're going to look at the conjugation. En français, d'accord? Oui. Oui, oui, oui. Okay, let's see if I can just... I'll leave it like that because you can see. Let's find the pen I want to use. The red one, le stylo rouge. So, I've filled in here the verb table to be... well, I haven't filled it in. I'm hoping that you can sort of maybe fill in some of them. Sur le page 3 du document de cette semaine, this week's document, you have the conjugations of the verb to be, and then over here you've got the negative where you have to fill in the blanks. So we're just going to look at the positive for now. Je suis, I am. Par exemple, je suis heureuse. Je suis heureuse. Tu, that's the sort of the informal you form. You are. Tu es français. You are French. Il est beau. Ooh, Keanu Reeves, il est beau. Oui, il est beau. Dustin Hoffman, il est amusant. Ouais, c'est difficile. It's hard to think on the spot. Ah oui, let me just have a little look at my list of famous people from Semaine 5. Let's use that actually. So I've given you a couple of names of famous people and adjectives. We had beau, which is handsome, and amusant, fun. D'accord. Nous avons David Dimbleby. J'adore, I love him. Il est assez sérieux. He's quite serious. Il est réaliste. He's realistic. Donald Trump. Il est confiant. Oui, he's confident, isn't he? That's one thing. Judi Dench, elle est populaire. Oui. Graham Norton, il est irlandais. Irlandais, he's Irish. Meryl Streep, elle est américaine. Elle est actrice. Billy Connolly, il est marrant, he's funny. Il est humoriste. Mick Jagger, il est chanteur. He's a singer. Il est anglais. Il est britannique, etc. So he or she is plus an adjective or plus a nationality. So on page, we'll come back to the last three. Sur la page 2, nous avons quelques nationalités. So we've got some nationalities here. We've got all of the countries in the UK plus the British flag. We've got Suisse, Italien, Italienne, Espagnol, américain, américaine, and then we've got some other ones down here, avec les drapeaux, with the flags, and there's a little gap fill here, which is, if you read through it, you might be able to see what goes in the gaps. If you're not really sure, just do it in pencil, and then we can go through it together in class. So we've got things like du, de la, de le. They tell you, this is sort of asking where you come from, so it's using a slightly different verb than the one we're looking at, but this is something for the people who attended in class. So have a go at that gap fill if you can, and have a look at the adjectives that describe people's nationalities. That's good. Okay, let's go back to this. Être. So, je suis, tu es, il est, elle est, nous sommes, we are, nous sommes britanniques. Vous, do you remember what the vous one is? Vous êtes, oui, très bien. Vous êtes, ils, elles sont. Par exemple, ils sont délicieux. Les croissants sont délicieux. Les pommes sont délicieuses. Elles sont délicieuses. Je suis... Écoutez, je vais dire quelque chose en français et vous allez écouter et deviner la signification. So I'm going to say like some sentences in French with an adjective, which you'll find on the sheet, so you can hopefully understand. So, je suis déterminée. Oui, c'est vrai, je suis très déterminée. Tu es extraordinaire. Tu es extraordinaire. That's a nice thing to say. Il est, par exemple, il est prudent. Prudent. Prudent, yeah, he's prudent. Elle est chanteuse. Elle est chanteuse. Elle est galloise. Elle est galloise. Nous sommes, let me find one that you might not know. Nous sommes formidables. We are awesome. We're great. We're formidable. Vous êtes, here's one. Here's one you might hear quite a lot in France, especially if you're young. Vous êtes charmant. Or vous êtes charmante. Yeah, if you're a girl. Vous êtes charmante. Times I've heard that back when I was studying in France. That's, you are charming. So you can have fun with these. Ils sont japonais, the Japanese. Elles sont italiennes. Elles sont italiennes. Par exemple, mes bottes sont italiennes. My boots are Italian. Right? So you can use these adjectives or nationalities to describe items, objects. It doesn't have to just be people. Les bottes or mes bottes. Les bottes. The boots. Or I could say my boots. Mes bottes sont italiennes. So, sont italiennes. Right, so italienne is the feminine version because the word for une botte, boot, like in the shoe, is a feminine word. So, mes means my in the plural, like mes amis. Bonsoir, mes amis. I'll be saying that in a moment. Good evening, my friends. So this is a really, really useful verb. Have a good look at that. Right, so what else did we do in class? So the main thing is the verb être. Making it negative, you just need a ne and a pas either side of the verb. So let's do it in blue. I am not, for example, I am not happy. Je, where does the ne and the pas go? Around the verb. Je ne suis pas. I am not. Je ne suis pas contente. Je ne suis pas contente. I'm not happy. Ooh, we've got the verb here starting with a vowel. So and this one starts with a vowel, and so does that one. So when we've got a ne and a pas, what happens? So we just make it N apostrophe, and the pas stays there. Tu n'es pas, tu n'es pas gentil. Tu n'es pas gentil. You're not nice, you're not kind. Il ou elle n'est pas, français. If in doubt, default nationality. Il n'est pas français, elle n'est pas française. So even if you're saying what a girl is not, like she is not nice, or she's not considerate, or she's not French, or she's not American, it might be that it probably is that you have to use the adjective that agrees with her gender, okay, even if you're saying she's not something. Nous, how do we make this negative? Nous ne sommes pas, nous ne sommes pas américains, nous sommes britanniques. Okay, so this one's got an E at the beginning, so it's another N apostrophe. Vous n'êtes pas charmant. You are not charming. Il or elle ne sont pas. Ils ne sont pas intelligents. Elles ne sont pas intelligentes. Okay, so that's how you negate the verb être. And a part around the conjugations. Some of them start with an S, some start with an E, so it's irregular, it chops and changes. But the ones you probably need most are je suis and je ne suis pas, and nous sommes and nous ne sommes pas, because more than likely you're going to be travelling either on your own or with a group of people, so you need to be able to talk about yourself in the I and the we form. Okay, so we're getting on to 23 minutes now, so what I would like you to do, and I'll summarise this as always in my email, is I'd like you to have a look at the exercises that, well, specifically, if possible, the exercises sur page 2, about nationalities. So we've got a few new verbs on here. We've got the verb to come, as in I come from, or where do you come from? D'où venez-vous? And then we've got some verbs in the answers of these sentences, like j'habite en Angleterre. I live in England. J'habite en Suisse, or j'habite au Pays de Galles. So have a little look, because some of the bits which mean in change before the names of the countries, and we'll be looking at that a bit more in the coming weeks. It's not something you have to worry about, it's just something you need to be aware of. There is a rule, so we'll be sort of checking that with you in next week's class. Then we have the quiz. Oh yes, and then sadly we didn't have time to do this last week, but c'est pas grave, it's not a problem. Here we've got numbers 1 to 40 written down. We've already done 1 to 20. Have a look at 20 to 40, and if you like, read these questions through. You can either try answering them, or you can just have a little read through in advance of next week's lesson, because we'll probably start off with a few numbers. Ok, merci beaucoup, bonne soirée et bon week-end. Hope you have a lovely weekend, everyone. À la semaine prochaine. Au revoir.